Hey guys, it is Thursday, September 24th, and this is our Team Fit Revolution weekly call. Tonight we've got a couple special guest speakers on the call and a bunch of special guests that are here with us tonight. Thank you all for jumping on. I love seeing all these faces. But we've got Emma and Erik Owen on the call tonight, and I have had the pleasure of knowing these two and watching their relationship grow, and it has been really cool to see Erik kind of come around from being, I'm sorry, Erik, but you were a little bit of a negative Nancy for a while, into Emma's biggest fan, and it's a really cool transition process. Hey, Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Sarah's in Spokane, Washington. Woo! Anyways, so I think it's going to be really awesome because I know that a lot of us struggle with getting those closest to us on board with Beachbody. For one reason or another, there's objections, right? Like husbands don't understand us being on Facebook and working on Facebook all the time. They're like, what are you doing scrolling your newsfeed? Why are you always on your phone? And I totally get it. And so I think opening up the conversation and talking about this stuff and really learning how we can support each other in reaching our goals, because I know that most of the women on this call right now are doing this not for themselves, but for their families and for their significant others and for their children or their future children. So the vision goes so much bigger than like right now. And I think it's important that you have a discussion with those closest to you and get them on board with Beachbody sooner rather than later, because I think it just makes it more enjoyable for everyone, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just throw it over to you guys. A little bit about Emma. She joined in July of 2013. Am I right? Okay. She's a 2-star diving coach, the founder of Team Let Your Light Shine. Obviously, you guys all know her. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's busy. And when she started this business, she was going to school. She was nannying. She had a lot on her plate. She was engaged, she was planning a wedding, like all sorts of stuff was going on in her life, but she did it, and this is her full-time job now. So she's come a long ways, and I think her and Erik are going to share some really good stuff with you guys tonight. So let me go ahead and spotlight you guys and put on video. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you guys doing?
Good.
So I guess we'll just kind of do a background of kind of where we were when we started, I guess, as a couple, and where we've come now. Is that kind of what you want us to touch base on, Lauren?
Yeah, well, why don't we start by
Do I look here or do I look here?
It doesn't matter.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you found Beachbody? Why don't we start there, Emma? Like what brought you into the Beachbody community initially?
Okay. So first of all, if you aren't muted, just make sure you're muted, because otherwise I'll get some background. So when I first started Beachbody, I found it through my coach, now Stacy, and she was posting about her challenge group. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I guess that sounds cool, but I'm not going to get Shakeology. I'm just going to get Brazil butt lift, because I don't need to add anything else to my body that's like not good, right? Because I had no idea what Shakeology was. I was just uninformed. And so I joined a challenge group. It was actually one of Lauren's challenge groups. She was kind of the leader of the group. And that's how I met Lauren. And I felt amazing after the 60 days. It was like a prep for summer group. I had just had Bentley 8 months prior. I was struggling with depression. I didn't feel confident naked around him. I mean, like, it's just, if we're all, okay, I'm just going to be real we're going to be real on this call. So sorry if it's like too much, but that's just kind of how I'm going to roll tonight. And I think we all go through these things. We're all on our health and fitness journey for some reason. And mine was because I wasn't confident in myself, which was affecting our relationship in a negative way. I had trust issues. It was because of my lack of self-esteem with myself. And I realized that I needed a change. So after this challenge group, I remember him taking my after pictures, and I put the 2 and 2 side by side. And I think I ran out and I was like, and my before. Yeah, but he took my after, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, did you know that I even had this much to lose? Like, did you even know that my stomach could look like this? Like, I guess I didn't really understand, or I didn't see it because I didn't do a side by side until the very end. And I waited till the very end. And I remember texting Lauren and I was like, oh my gosh, like I kind of want to post these on Facebook and I'm not really sure why I do, but I just feel amazing and I want everyone else to feel this way. She's like, I know you're probably really scared. I was really scared to post my first before and after, but I can tell you it's the best decision I ever made. And I was like, okay, well, I trust Lauren. So she said it was the best decision she ever made. I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I got a huge feedback that I was not expecting at all. I was not expecting that at all. I was literally shaking when I press the send button. I mean, now it's completely different. I mean, what can happen in 2 years is crazy, but that's what got me into Beachbody. And so after that, I was like, T25's coming out. I'm a busy mom. I was a nanny. Brazil butt lift, the times varied from 30 to like 15-minute workouts. And I was like, I just need something quick and to get it done. And I had a little more confidence in my fitness level because I didn't really start out liking fitness. That's why I kind of chose Brazil butt lift because it looked easier. And T25, I got the challenge pack and I signed up as a coach. And that's when he started to get really skeptical. It was like, wait, you're spending how much on what?
Yeah. Okay, so tell me now, that was great, Emma. So let's talk a little bit more about like this whole, now you transition from a customer to a coach. Erik, what were you thinking like through this process? What were your thoughts?
Like she said, my biggest issue was really just the money factor, struggling to pay the rent, keep our bills up. We got a baby that was just born. $130 a month is hard. I wasn't making very much money and she wasn't making any money, and it's a big sacrifice.
Yeah. Okay, so your biggest objection about Emma doing it at first was money, like just the initial investment of running the business. Money
and just the time of devotion to other people that she had, helping other people with their problems and trying to support everybody and having a family that needs it as well. It's kind of a conflict of interest sometimes. So I think that and the money I had my doubts.
Yeah. Okay, totally. And I think that, it's hard to see sometimes investing money in Shakeology when you're not making any money back in the business. So can you besides her spending money on Shakeology was, and helping people. So what was happening? I feel like, did you feel like, I don't know, just dig a little bit deeper for me.
What do you mean? What was happening?
So she's on Facebook helping other people. How'd that make you feel?
Neglected.
Okay, so it was just this balance of family and...
It was a very unbalanced situation because, as women, we are very passionate, and when we want something, we go for it, and we have this bigger vision. And I feel like he was more stuck in the now. And I think that was really hard, expressing the vision that I was giving him and him not fully seeing it at first. Did you share that vision early on? I did. I think I did. And he still didn't really understand. He even made a comment one time that I was working for $1 an hour. And I was like, okay, I'm not even working for money right now. I'm doing this because I love it. You just don't get it yet, Mm-hmm. So, Erik, when she told you, because I've always known Emma's big dreams, but when she told you her dreams and goals and her vision with this, how did you feel about that stuff?
All right, I'm just gonna flat out and say that what everybody doesn't like to hear. I mean, the Beachbody to me was the biggest pyramid scheme I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I mean, just like everything else, but really, I thought it was just a huge waste of time. And next year, she was gonna be on to something else, and it was just gonna be all for nothing.
Okay. So where was the turning point of when things changed? Because obviously that's not how you feel now.
I think it was a series of things. I think the first initial time I really decided I'm just going to let her do what she wants is when she really came up to me and was so happy about the challengers that she just signed up, or this person just lost this much weight and I just helped this person and these people just told me I was really inspiring, and just the look on her face when she really came up to me and told me all that, I could tell how happy she genuinely was. And she's probably making $100 a check when this was happening, and So it obviously wasn't about the money for her. So I decided, you know, if it really makes her happy, it makes me happy, and I'm gonna support her 100%.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it took a little bit more than $100 a check, though. From my recollection.
I don't know money.
Okay, so by once you started making a little bit of income, that got your like wheels turning. That we're not just spending money. You know,
at that point I was making my Shakeology back.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And she's enjoying what she's doing. You see fulfillment and passion. Like talk about a little bit more about how that progressed. So you went from being like okay with it, seeing that she was fulfilled, and then I feel like now you're like a huge supporter and fan. So like, you said it was a series of things. What happened next?
I think what really happened was I think it went from being paycheck to paycheck, super broke all the time, and then I went to school, and seeing that she was able to like support herself while I was gone was a big thing. And then I got into a career after school, which had me traveling all the time, climbing cell phone towers. Not something I really wanted to do. I was away from my child and my wife long enough. So I think her being able to tell me confidently that you can come home and you can find another job here really was the thing that did it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, that more than money, I'm not a person that cares about money. Beachbody is a great opportunity for people to earn an income and even a career. And that's awesome. But to me, just to be able to have someone confidently tell me that you can come home and it will be okay. I mean, when I got home, I went through, I think, like 3 different jobs over a bunch amount of time. And we had a ton of bills that were piling up. You know, she still was staying in there strong. And that's when you watch them sitting in bed at like 11 o'clock at night on Facebook, and you're like, how could you possibly be doing this? And then you wake up in the morning and it's like 5 o'clock and she's on it again. It really like, it bothers you, but at the same time you have to understand like she's just grinding to get your family out of the red. And, you know, I'm able to have a relaxed job and do what I actually love, and she does what she loves, and it's a happier environment altogether. You know, you got to just really have that underlying support.
Yeah. Adam's cracking up. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. Everyone's loving it. So yeah, like I feel like for guys, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Erik, it's not about the money. It's not about those things, but like the proof is in the pudding. Sometimes you have to see like the results from the sacrifice. Cause right. She's making all this sacrifice. You're not seeing the results for a long time. And then you started to see the magic happening, right?
I think the biggest thing for guys is our egos getting in our way. I in no like way, shape, or how have become less of a man of the house than I ever was. I mean, she makes probably 4 times the amount as I do, but that's like not what it comes down to, you know? And I think if you can just put that aside and just realize that we're all in this together and the money comes in one pot, and move on from that, I mean, you'll prosper for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And Alexa's bringing up some good points really quick. So, okay. So she starts really getting her business rolling. You come home from work. You went to your first Super Saturday at some point, right? When was Super Saturday? And what was that like? What was that like for you?
I think it was when she was speaking, so I was technically forced to go.
Was that January?
Yeah, it was the second Super Saturday of this year, so I think it was like April.
It was before Cancun.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was long.
Okay, so yeah, then it was January.
So as I was saying, she was speaking in it. I think Alexa was speaking in it, so I was technically kind of forced to go. But looking back on it, I mean, listening to Jimmy talk and Mike Ryan talk, I mean, they're 2 really inspirational people. And if you just try to like listen to what they're talking about, you'll realize more and more that it's a community of people that really want to strive to be healthy and really want to better their lives. And nobody is trying to scam anyone. And so I really liked what they were talking about. I mean, I might not be super into fitness like you guys and eat super good like you guys, but it's really nice hearing someone talk about real issues and being able to just vibe with them, It's good. It's motivational. And after that, we went to Cancun. I went to every seminar in Cancun that we went to because it's just awesome listening to people. Shanti's awesome. That was fun.
Okay, we also had some fun nights. You can
Cancun, awesome. And that's part, if you're a Beachbody husband, it's way different than the ladies. They're going to bed at 11, 12 to get up to go to Super Saturday or whatever it's called in the morning, the workout. And we're at the club party hopping all night long. We're getting down.
Oh,
so
Adam is like hurting right
that's
now.
something to look forward to every year. I don't know what it is.
Adam can feel his hangover coming back listening.
Funny.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So okay. One, I want to mention really quick, Super Saturday for all the men on the call tonight. Our next Super Saturday is coming up October 17th. And I really think like getting to that event, Erik got to hear another top coach in the company talk. Hold on one second. I'm going to cancel the spotlight. So Erik got to hear another male in the company talk, which was really beneficial because he could relate two guys, because he could relate so much more to hearing a male speak about Beachbody versus a female. So getting to your local events, bringing your spouse, your family, anyone who is like, an important part of your life, your business, I would really highly recommend you get to Super Saturday, not only yourself, but bring your spouse, drag your spouse along with you, because I think that was huge for you, Erik. And then obviously living it up in Cancun, earning the Success Club trips, getting to experience Beachbody outside of just social media makes it so much more real, right? Wasn't that like we all got to hang out? Like it was so much fun, right?
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to go to some of the questions that the team left in a second, but I kind of want to just hear, we'll do like a national wake-up call part. So like, what has Beachbody done for your guys' family now? Like you're 2+ years into your business, and obviously I think it's been life-changing for you guys. So can you just share a little bit more about like what life looks like today because of Beachbody?
I guess there's kind of like pros and cons.
That's fine.
I'll go good first. So, we don't have to worry about a babysitter. My wife works from home. She gets to hang out with Bentley all day and do her job at the same time. I don't have to leave work to go pick up my kid from daycare like all my other coworkers do. So that really helps. Obviously financial, it helps a lot now that, we're 2 years in or 2+ years in and starting to really show its course. And I think the cons of it.
Can I say another pro really quick?
Yeah.
It's been able to help us really like pay off debt now. It took us up until now to actually be able to do that, and we did move back in with my parents. But just the fact that like I can literally make payments on things with my week paycheck that I didn't even used to make in 2 weeks as a nanny, or even a month. It's just, those things, they're so small, but they're so big to me because it's like I got behind and now I'm able to get ahead. And if I were still a nanny, I would probably still be falling behind. I love being a nanny. I always love my jobs and love what I do, but it was just something that, yeah. What else were you going to say?
I think just cons, but you just made me forget all my cons.
Oh, well, sorry. But
I didn't even think I had like one con.
Honestly, and I think too, like you said, the fact that we don't have to worry about a babysitter. We can, I'm home when he's home. If he has the day off, I can be like, oh, cool. Like I can go, take the day off too. It's not, I have to worry about, being on a call being on call, like to go in somewhere or something like that.
And if we're being real here, I think the con, if there's a con, was it this business takes sacrifice, right? There's sacrifice being made each and every day by both of you.
I think the biggest sacrifice really is your wife is going to travel a lot.
And she's not going to be there to make you dinner. Oh.
No. Just listen. I go to work and I grind every day, and to hear my wife is like going on these like trips and she's like she's working, but she's having a great time. It's just like, damn, I wish I could do that. So that's it. It's not necessarily a con, but it's something that I think you were gone like 5-6 times this year. And
Okay, that was.
it was a busy
awesome.
year, you know, and you gotta like really plan around all that, and it kind of puts a dwell on it. And Facebook is a big con. I mean, I know that's your guys' like social media is your guys' like number one thing, but it needs to have. I think the biggest thing for a Beachbody woman to be successful, or anybody, I guess I'm saying woman because we're talking a bunch of wives, is you guys need to figure out how to make a time frame. Like you start work at 7 and you end work at 8 and you have a family time afterwards. And it's not like I'm going to periodically peek at my Facebook and comment on some other little posts here and there, because technically you're still working. When I leave work, I don't bring my tools home with me. You guys are just like working constantly. So it's really hard to like break that gap between work and home. So that's probably my only big con right there.
Well, no, and I think it's a great point to bring up. I think balance and boundaries are important. I'm not going to tell you that you can build a successful business without sacrifice, because I think we all know that's not true. But there definitely needs to be balance, and you need to find something that works for your family. And sometimes, ladies, the sacrifice comes of waking up early, staying up late, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like he loves to watch TV shows. And
Whoa. Let's not make me look like a couch potato. I watch the occasional Sons of Anarchy because that's a great show.
Yeah, like at night, like right when he's about to go to bed from like maybe like 9 to 10 before he falls asleep, he'll watch a show. I didn't start with him. I can't really get into it. So when he's watching that show, I'm sorry, I'm going to go do some work. And I might not be answering messages because I don't necessarily want to answer messages at night, but I'll work on team trainings. I'll work on, something for the team where I'm like actually working, but I'm not necessarily on Facebook, if that makes sense. So I'm still like working, but more for the team.
Alexa knows what's good with the SOA.
Alexa will watch all of your TV shows with you. Don't worry. But yeah, so what was I going to say? The other thing I was going to say is, Erik, I know like with traveling, there's obviously some sacrifice being made, but you guys stick with it. Keep doing what you're doing. And in a year or two from now, we're all going to be traveling together all the time. So like even the travel part of it is a temporary sacrifice. I mean, the first couple years, for example, my sponsor, Sarah Chai, she came to every event alone for the first couple years of her business. Adam was never with her. Now Adam is with her at every single event that she goes to. I get to bring Zach, and next year we're all going to be in Nashville together, so it's going to be constantly evolving and changing, but to have that freedom, the freedom to travel together, the freedom to maybe even bring Bentley with you and have a nanny that's going to watch, like you got to keep making sacrifice for a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's go to some of these questions on the Facebook thread. So we kind of touched on this already, but I know that like at the beginning of your business, one of the things that was kind of a struggle for you guys, right, was the whole purchasing Shakeology every single month, the business fees, whatever, the investment of getting your business going at the beginning. And I know something that a lot of people in the business do. I did it. I think you did it too, Emma, is we sign up our significant other pretty early on to help our business center rank advanced to emerald, and to also save our spouse, significant other, the very best spot in our downline, right? And so if that is a route you choose to go, that could be an additional expense, right? Because now we're getting, either another Shakeology, or we're having to keep our spouse active. So can you guys talk a little bit more about like, how did you make that work for you financially at the beginning? And how did you keep Erik active? Was he always on Shakeology? Did you give him customers? Like, how did that work?
Can I say something first before anything?
Yeah, go for it.
So like any husband that's listening, that if they have a problem with their wife or significant other buying Shakeology, end it right now. Shakeology is like the number one thing I would have for the rest of my life. I mean, it's.
He used to hate it.
This little guy right here, well, not strawberry. This is gross, but this is like the most amazing product on the planet. It's worth every cent. Let your wife buy 100 bags of Shakeology if she wants. Like my countertops are full of it every day. I drink it every day. I mean, we're number one Shakeology fans. So let that just wipe that whole thing off your plate. I mean,
Carl died. Where's Carl? Carl would love this.
Think about the $130 your wife could spend on how she called you.
Okay, so when I first signed up Erik, I actually didn't sign him up right away. I was, again, skeptical because, like, who am I, right? I did sign him up pretty soon. I signed him up, I think it was, like, after 3 people or something like that. And basically, I said, I'm doing this. We don't really have a choice. And I think for him, it was, again, another expense added on. So for me, since we were only engaged, I couldn't have my card on his account for the purposes. So we actually ended up, because he didn't want it coming out of his personal account, so we ended up getting a joint account, which we probably had to have done anyways. So it was our account, but it was his card. So I was in control of that account. So I knew when everything was going, because I knew if he was going to stay active, he wasn't going to look at it. He still probably doesn't even know what volume is. Sorry, just saying.
I do.
But okay, he does a little bit.
If anyone Beachbody husbands want to sit down and have a real chat, we can talk this out.
But anyway, so that's kind of where it was. It was kind of more of, I know this is going to benefit us. Trust me in this. I know you, again, probably don't see what signing you up is going to do, but I do, and I know. So then I would. I still, sign or have a lot of challengers under him. I was actually getting him to Success Club 5 for probably the first 6 months, I want to say, of his business, maybe 6 to 9 months. And really working his business, getting him to Diamond, because I knew that it was going to just benefit both of us in the long run. I hope that.
Yeah, no, totally. So, okay, now that we're on the topic of his business center, I know, so I think something that's really important is to share your vision early on with your significant other, right? And so part of the vision of signing up a spouse is because it's going to benefit you later on. You don't see the result of that decision in your business until, months down the road, right? So let's fast forward. It's been a year and a half since his business center has been open. You've built it to Diamond. How is that business center helping your income?
Most of the time it actually caps out, because I actually was focusing on my business, if we're going to be real here. And so he actually dropped down to Emerald. So I'm actually in the process of getting him back to Diamond. But
hold on. Pause right there. He's capping out. People don't know what that means.
Okay, we can go talk to volume. So when you are an Emerald coach, you only, in the bonus period, you cap out at $250. So if you're cycling enough to where that is, that's where you will stop. So his business center is now capping out, which I'm I'm not going to say Sarah's analogy, but I basically, we're kind of throwing money away in a way.
Yes. But you're still making, if you're capping out and you're making $1,000 a month from signing up his business center in residual income. So that team cycle bonus is not commission that Emma is putting through that business center. I'm just trying to explain this for some of the husbands that might not really know about volume. It is all residual income from the team's volume. Okay. So it's not working harder, it's working smarter. So she's making an extra $1,000 a month by her strategically placing that business center in a key spot and then building it. So Erik, you never built that business center, right? Emma did it all for you? How did that work?
Okay, let's back up here. I did everything in that business center.
Oh, taking the credit, huh?
Hold up. No, for real though. I didn't do anything.
Okay, so yeah, that's something that they're like, my husband doesn't want to do anything with coaching. Fine, still sign him up. Okay,
just take his name.
Moral of the story.
Just give me your name and shut up.
Okay, next question. We've kind of talked about this a little bit, but maybe a little bit more. So talk about what is your best advice for people balancing? Emma, you can give us some advice too. I know you've really adopted power hours, but managing parenting, business, family life, how are you balancing that all and trying to make it, really doable for everyone?
So it's actually taken a lot of balance. I've actually, honestly, it's harder now that Bentley's 3 years old. So I have Sarah has an awesome power hour call. And when she did that, that was like a light bulb to me because I had realized that I wasn't working as smartly as I could have been. And he doesn't see me during the day, so he really doesn't know the balance.
I think we should touch on that too.
But I also found this place called Wiggleworks. I don't know if any of you know what that place is. So for any of you moms, you can go there for $10 for a whole day. Like you can literally go in the morning, you can leave for lunch, and you can come back in the afternoon. Like the $10 lasts you all day. And there's free Wi-Fi. It's a great place for literally Bentley is at a great age to where he's just independent. He runs off. There's a bunch of different areas. So then that allows me to have time where he's playing. So I don't feel like I'm neglecting him, right, while I'm working. But he can still have playtime. And I mean, there have been sacrifices. I've had him, like I was very adamant on not having him watch too much TV at the beginning. Okay, well that kind of got thrown out the door. But I have to say a lot of the TV was a lot educational. Super Y, all those things. So I just, and that's why too, I wake up, I guess it's really grown. I mean, when he was an infant, it was a lot different.
What about, okay, so he was an infant, and I know that's when a lot of, your business was built was, kind of when he was younger, and you were also working, right? So yeah. Maybe backtracked a little bit of balancing, when you had a job, too.
Okay, yeah, so when I was a nanny and a full-time student, and Erik, we'll just go back when Erik was gone for 6 months. So he left about 3 months after I had started with Beachbody. He left in October of 2013, about 2.5 hours away to go to Windmill Renewable Energy School. Wind turbine, whatever. And so when he was gone, I had to have a really, really strict schedule. So I would wake up at 5:30 every single day. I would get my workout in. I would shower because gosh knows you can't get very much done with a baby if he's awake and you haven't showered. So I got my shower in before I had to wake him up to get him ready and get him fed before we had to leave to go to practicum. I wasn't even getting paid at this job because I was in school. So I would go to church and then I would do my 3 hours there, and then I would feed him lunch, and then he would nap. So I had about 2 hours before I had to go pick up the kids at school. So he would nap for those 2 hours. I would get in 2 hours of work. I would go pick up those kids at school, and I would tune into team calls. Like I was still working when I was nannying.
You were on your phone all the time on team calls.
Like I would literally be walking around the house with Lauren on my screen. Like I would prop it up if I was doing dishes. I would go in the other room and lay on their big chair. I would and I was muted. I don't care. But I was like, if I'm going to learn, there's no way I can do this myself. So I might as well get on these and just learn even if I'm not talking. And I did. I still try and get on team calls as much as I can because they're important to me. But, and then since he was gone, honestly, I would work until I was tired, until I was ready to go to sleep. And there's probably later days than some, but I wanted him home. I didn't want him to go do a dangerous job after he was done with school. And I knew that's really where journey was headed, which is where it was. And thankfully, because I did grind and sacrifice a lot, I really sacrificed social time. I didn't really have a lot of social interactions when he was gone. I was just very focused on making this work. And so when he came home, he came home and then he started his cell phone climbing tower job. And then about a month and a half after that, he was able to quit.
Whoa, I worked there for 6.5 months.
What? At the windmill? At the cell phone climbing tower? You went to Montana.
I went to Montana.
And then you came home for a month, and then you quit right before our wedding. That wasn't...
Dave, I was gone for a month.
Okay. Anyways, yes, it took a ton of sacrifice in the beginning.
Just getting phone all the time. Doesn't even know what's going on in her life.
Stop.
But, the thing that I remember about Emma, because, I remember her on the very first day she signed up, right? One of the busiest people I know, or knew back then. She was, doing so much different stuff. Had a kid on top of all of it and was never made excuses. Never made, I can't do this, I'm too busy, I never did that. She made this a priority because it was important to her and she knew where it was going to take her and her family. Even when Erik didn't see it, Emma knew that. And she I think Erik kind of questioning her, she was like, I got to prove to him that this is legit, right? It gives you something to prove, right? At least that's what I've done with any negative energy that's come my way.
Okay, that was totally it. And personal development too. I mean, and even like talking to Lauren, like I remember calling Lawrence and Mike's bawling. Like, I don't know if he's ever gonna come around. Like, I don't know if he's ever gonna see this. Like, and just, but for me, it was more like, you know what? Like, he just doesn't see it yet, and he's never gonna see it if I don't keep doing this. And so.
Yeah. No, seriously, Erik, this is awesome. Like, I never thought there would be the day that we're sitting here on a call together talking about this stuff. And it's really cool. And I just want to thank you so much for, you know, being honest with all of us and sharing this stuff. And I'm just really proud of like how far you guys have come in like every way. It's really cool. So I just came to the gallery view really quick, and I wanted to kind of, if there's any other questions for Emma and Erik, feel free to type in the chat box and we can answer them. But I wanted to kind of throw it out there to some of the other men that are on the call. If you would like to speak and participate, we would love to have you. I saw Jimmy. And I know Jimmy wasn't also the biggest fan of Beachbody either.
Yeah, that guy right there needs to talk.
Who?
And wait. Alexa, where's Devin?
Yeah, Devin is in trouble because he's not on this call.
Hey, turn your computer on. Turn the sound on.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy, do you wanna chime in for a little while? And do you have any, like, what helped you come around with Beachbody? Can I unmute you guys for a second? I'm gonna mute you guys. Hey guys.
They love to talk.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of saw Amber actually getting somewhere with it, so I decided.
The pudding, right?
Yeah, I wanted to eat a piece of the cake.
And then, like, now you're working your business. So Erik doesn't work the business at all. Totally fine. We love Erik. He's Emma's biggest fan. That's all we want. But Jimmy, you started working the business, and like you're putting your journey out there. I freaking love all your stuff. Like, how did that happen? So now, how did you go from just being like a supporter to now you're coaching?
I don't know. I guess I started doing a little bit here and there, and I don't know. After Summit, I just started actually doing stuff, I guess.
Yeah, nice. Getting to an event yet again is like a game changer. Brandon came to Summit. I'm like a big fan of, I think for guys, maybe feeling that energy and seeing that this is legit in person makes it real, right?
I think a huge thing for Jimmy was he started reading personal development really early. Like right when I became a coach, he started reading with me because like it just helped me so much, and he's been reading ever since. So I think that like made a huge difference for him.
That's awesome. Everyone needs personal development. So even if you don't want to coach, if you're on this call, like pick up some of those personal development books, because you guys, like, that's the shit that I wish someone would have told me to read in high school, because it's seriously life-changing, and everyone needs it in their life, whether you plan to coach or not. So yeah, thank you. Like, it's just cool seeing people progress. You guys I love all of your posts. I think you guys are just like going to be a badass power couple rocking your business.
Cool. Thank you. I don't think I really started making any progress, I guess, until I started watching videos and actually like reading more. I spend a lot more time reading now.
Is there any of the top male coaches that you like to follow for inspiration, or are you getting this inspiration just from the team?
I guess I just watch a little bit of everything everywhere. I don't really follow any of the top male coaches yet. I don't think so. So
I made him follow Amy Silverman and Kevin.
Yeah, check out.
Loves Amy and Kevin.
Yeah, they're great. Those are our faves too. But I thought, I don't know, we need to find some good male Beachbody coaches that we can. Who's that one guy? You don't like him though.
Oh, stop! Don't.
Well,
don't say that. No one tell him if you know him.
I think Emma said Jimmy needs to follow Mike Ryan because he likes to.
Yeah, he posts like some cool videos.
Yeah, Jimmy likes to do like in person, and I know Mike built his business all around, one-on-one, like in person, and so I told him to check out Mike Ryan to see if.
Oh.
Yeah, the one-on-one thing is really cool.
There was another male. Who was that Jimmy was talking to? He did the video with like he was drinking a bottle.
I remember seeing. I think I shared that video. I don't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. That video was cool though. That was a.
It was like why men should be a beach, why you should not be a beach.
Yeah, that's Trey. That's Trey. That's the
Trey,
one
yeah.
that sacrifices
Yeah.
life.
Oh, I love him.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, that was a cool video.
You know, like Lindsay Matway, I totally respect her, but her posts aren't necessarily my vibe. You know, like I just don't connect with that whole thing. And all due respect to her, though, you know, that's her vibe. So to each their own. You don't have to like everyone.
Yeah, no, I like my brand. The one-on-one thing, Jimmy. That's what's
Yeah, the one-on-one thing is cool.
Anyone else have like anything they want to share about, you know, your relationship with Beachbody and supporting your significant other, or questions? Okay. Question. My husband is antisocial on social media. How do I make him feel okay for me to post about my journey on Facebook? Is a private person. I'll just say something and then I'll pass it out to everyone else. But like, you just have to know that sharing your journey on social media is going to open you up and connect you to so many people. And you have to understand that something amazingly positive is going to come from it. And so the best thing you can do is be vulnerable and share your story and put yourself out there on social media. I don't ever put anything that I wouldn't be okay with the entire world seeing. Okay. So like pictures of me, fine. Like, you know, whatever. If my grandma can see it, I'll post it. But I put everything on social media with the understanding that can get into anyone and everyone's hands. And with that understanding, I'm only posting positive, uplifting things that are going to enrich people's lives and add value and inspire. And there's nothing private about that, I guess. You know, that's a message that I want to share with the world. And I would just, if he doesn't want to share his journey, that's fine. I would encourage you to make your journey public. And if you can convince him, tag him in your posts. I know me tagging Zach has been super beneficial for both of our businesses because his friends see it and then his friends reach out to me. So tag your significant other, even if they aren't working the business, so that more of their friends and their network see it. But you kind of just gotta take down some of those walls and be vulnerable. Emma, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like, I don't know, I guess I thought you were talking about his journey at first, but I think at first too, I mean, I don't think he really ever cared that much, but I think sometimes he did at first. And it was kind of like, well, I'm only really friends with women on Facebook. Like, I'm probably friends with like men Beachbody coaches and some of your friends and friends from the past. But for me, like you said, the things I was putting out there was like my grandma could see it, my mom can see it. Like, it wasn't anything like negative or bad or I think. But when I started talking about our journey together, I actually like sat him down and I was like, hey, like, we've come a really long way. I feel like it's now time that we can start opening up more about our journey and how far we've come. Oh, okay.
What?
I've only been adding male coaches lately, is Susanna, when she asked.
Wow. Teach me how. And Katie, the one-on-one approach is talking to people like in the grocery store or in person versus on a mass scale like social media. So social media gives you a wide audience versus one-on-one. Some people,
it's a little more personal.
Like, I mean, Jimmy's maybe has a really good elevator speech, you know, like you're just really good at smiling at people and capturing their attention and starting conversations everywhere you go. And if that's your jam, you do not have to be on social media 24/7. That's just how a lot of people on our team have built our business. But there's so many different ways to do this. It's really good when you embrace whatever's you. So if Jimmy is really good at talking to people in the grocery store, go for it. Yeah, well,
He knows how to produce, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my
what?
God.
Oh, maybe we don't want to hear that. Okay. Susanna, I feel like also that could be your military network. Is that what's helping you with the whole male thing? Yeah. So if you're in the military or different things like that, use those networks. There's so many different networks that you can tap into. Do we have any other questions that, you know, we want to talk about for anyone on this call? Like, feel free, you guys. This is our, and because you ride motorcycles. Yeah. So if you've got something that's super badass and like it connects you with, you know, a wider target market, then, I mean, I guess yoga is kind of wide, but I feel like mostly women do yoga. You're kind of special,
I guess.
But yeah, that's Zach. Zach's gonna try to tap into that that the yoga male niche thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if there's no more questions, I want to go ahead and do the drawing. So if your spouse is not in the screen right now, if you could get them in the screen. Oh, hey,
Devin.
and we're going to do a little... Yeah, TJ's home. Hey, TJ. And I see Carl's on the call. I don't see Emily, but I know Carl's there, and so we'll give you points. You get to enter. So if you can, your spouse is, and he's Andy. Okay, cool. If you have, look at you guys.
Perfect.
Oh, that's so cute, Susanna. I love it.
I like the tattoo on your arm.
Okay, anyways, we're going to do a drawing. So if you are on the call with your significant other, can you choose a number between 1 and 100 and type it into the chat box, and I'm going to do a random number generator. And, first come, first serve. So we already got 2, 6. Okay, Katie changed to 7. Type your number in the chat box. Totally cool, Carl. Thank you so much for being
Wait, do we get to enter?
What is going on?
Sure, enter.
TJ, did you pick that?
What?
Look at you. Go back up.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Raise your hand if you need more time with the number. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, and then the winner, when I pick the winner, I need to see both your faces.
63.
Brooke needs a different number. Oh yeah, Brooke, 7's already been picked. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling up the random number generator so you guys have a second. But yes, thank you again, Erik, for coming on. Is there anything else you guys want to add or say?
Just have faith in yourself and believe in yourself, and they will come around, I promise.
Happy work, happy life.
I love it. That's a great way to end it. Thank you. Okay, here we go. We're going to generate the number 95. Whoa.
Katie's 79. Are we going whoever's closest?
Yes. I think 79 is closest.
Word.
Katie, is that Kate? That's not Katie Washington, though, is it? Which Katie is this? Who chose 79?
Katie and her hubby right there.
Yay!
Wow.
Congratulations! You guys are going on a date night. Thank you so much for being on the call. If you can message me, Katie, and tell me where you want to live. Where you live? I just want to make sure. Where do you live? What?
Where do I want to live?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Spokane, Washington.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I just want to make sure I send you something that you can use in Spokane. So I will send you guys on a date night. Message me your email address, and I will get you all set up. Thank you all for being on this call tonight, for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here, for dragging your spouses on the call as well. Thank you. Spouses, you're always welcome to join us. What?
Yeah.
I said thank you, spouses, for getting on, everyone.
Let's take a group picture really quick. Can all the spouses come into the screen really quick? And we're going to take a nice family photo. Okay. Ready. Shawana.
Devin, you look so cute.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hi, Sarah.
Where's Adam?
You can't see me.
Oh, 1 second. Wait for Adam. Okay. We're waiting for Adam.
He's
Right into band practice.
his big goatee.
Yeah, he's getting the
He's waxing the
he's
stash.
getting the stash ready.
Oh gosh, Eric's trying.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. Okay, cool. I'll post it in the team page.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.